Congressman Steube joins me now from Washington. Congressman, thank you. And on behalf of the American taxpayers, thank you for this very important and common sense legislation.
Amen, and thanks to Doge for bringing this up and having these people bring all of this to the American people's attention. I mean, just listen to some of this. $2.5 million to build electric cars in Vietnam, $32,000 for a transgender comic book in Peru, $2 million for sex change operations in Guatemala, $6 million to promote tourism in Egypt. I mean, I could go on and on and on. There's listen. Every day, more and more information is coming out of all of the money going to terrorists and going to sex traffickers and all of this. The whole agency should be gone away, and what things we do from a humanitarian perspective should go out of the State Department, and Secretary Rubio and President Trump should decide how we spend those dollars.
See, Congressman, here's my concern with what's happening, and we're seeing some incredible executive orders. The problem is another president comes in, they can do away with those executive orders, but your legislation, we need this because we've got to abolish this stuff once and for all.
Well, and that's why I filed the bill. You're exactly right, because the new administration could obviously change that. But if Congress does away with the agency, we don't ever have to deal with this ever again. I think there's broad support, obviously, in the House to get this done. I would think with the majority Republican Senate, with people like Joni Ernst bringing out information to the American public about how atrocious some of the funding was over there, I think we stand a very good chance to get this bill through the process and to the president's desk. And you're right, then the American people don't have to worry about their dollars going to sex change operations in Guatemala.
Yeah, well said there. I want to listen to what Elon Musk said just a few minutes ago. He was asked if what he and President Trump were doing amounted to a hostile takeover of the government. Let's listen.
You're orchestrating a hostile takeover of government and doing it in a non-transparent way. What's your response to that criticism?
Well, first of all, you couldn't ask for a stronger mandate from the public. The public voted, we have a majority of the public voting for President Trump. We've won the House, we won the Senate. The people voted for major government reform.
You know, Congressman, I wouldn't call it a hostile takeover. I would call it a rather friendly and forceful take back of the American government.
Yeah, I would talk about it as a mandate from the American people to do this type of work. We won the House, we won the Senate. President Trump won every swing state. He won the popular vote because of things like this, because the progressive left and the Biden administration went so far to the left that the American people didn't recognize their country anymore. And thank God for President Trump and Elon Musk and the leadership in the House and the Senate that we can actually bring some common sense back to Washington.
Democrats are saying that your plans to cut off USAID puts lives in danger. A lot of these religious groups are pushing back. Congressman, my take on it is this. You know, if you're a Catholic, if you're a Protestant, and you want to help the illegals, great, use your own tithes and offerings. Why do you have to use my tax dollars?
Yeah, the church's responsibility is who they feel appropriate, and they can spend their dollars on that. It's not required. Jesus never talked about in the scriptures that the Roman Empire was supposed to give money to the various causes of the Jewish people. And if the church wants to do that, they can knock themselves out. But that is not what we should be doing as the stewards of America's taxpayer dollars. We are $36 trillion in debt. We are running a $2.5 to $3.5 trillion deficit. We shouldn't be spending millions of dollars to give to terrorists, sex traffickers, sex change operations in Guatemala, and we can go on and on and on. The American people spoke boldly on Election Day, and it's time for change in Washington.
Congressman, I know you're a military veteran. You served our country honorably. Our defense secretary out there, I've got about 60 seconds here. Our defense secretary working out with the Green Berets today. A record number of young men signing up for the military. Your reaction to that?
Yeah, a history of people enlisting to join the military under Donald J. Trump shows you everything that you need to do about his position on America's strength and prosperity and the safety and security of the American people. It's great to see a SecDef actually going out with his people and working out and being a true leader to the people that protect our country every single day.
No doubt about it. It's a great day to be an American, I'll tell you that much. Congressman Greg Steube, thank you for the great work you're doing up on Capitol Hill.
Anytime. Thanks for having me.